What's up guys, welcome here. Look at the channel over here. Thank you so much guys for always coming back to watch my video. I really appreciate you a lot, and I really take this, I don't take this thing for granted. Now today guys, we are at the road here, and we are just looking for the land. That's why you have just seen we have here a motorbike, and want to look for one of the fine land we have of my friends over by there. So like the deal is good. So next time, let's tune do help. I don't take you people for granted, because I get to understand that at least each and every time we're going to add 1 or 2 subscribers. That one I don't take again you people for granted, because the start are super fantastic. So guys, for the purpose who are new, my home is located at the border of Kenya and Tanzania. To be specific, this is located at Nyabuansi. That's where I'm coming live and clear. And guys, guess what? Where I'm coming live and clear from this particular place here. I can't say the exact place, but well at a deal, and a deal how to be tuned and locked. So let's head. Yeah, let's now go. Minding chakula. What's up guys? Welcome. Let's look at this fence. Actually, this is how African people actually fence their fence over by here. So actually, I think also that's how it is being planted. Let's go there and check out. This is a blackjack. The blackjack actually also, they are very nice food to the rabbits. Very nice food to the rabbits. When you take this blackjack to the rabbits, actually it is like something very so fantastic to the rabbit. The blackjack itself, so nice to the rabbits. When we check over by the sweet potatoes, these are the sweet potatoes. They're being planted, the sweet potatoes vein, they're being planted in a way that actually that's the way they're being planted over by here. So we just visited this Itembe 001, and we were using there the motorbike. That's our motorbike. Yeah, that's our motorbike that we came with it, and we have just parked there. So we are going to confirm over by. Let's check over this. I wonder, this one here, it is still existing. You check this one here, it is still existing. This one here, it is a very nice, it is called okra. It is not okra, okra. It is called okra. Okra is one of the fantastic type of feed, because it is a vegetable at one time, or in one way or the other it's vegetable, and in one way or the other this okra that you're talking about, you can use to cook some food, and also this okra you can use now at specifically as food. So yeah, so I like it, and this, I think it is a very small kitchen garden over by here. Yeah, thank you so much guys. Welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I goes by the name Lucas the Traveler. If at all the first time you are coming across my YouTube channel, consider to subscribe, like the video, always turn on the notification if at all you have not turned on the notification. Thank you, and thank you a lot for always coming back to support this amazing YouTube channel. If at all the first time you are coming across my YouTube channel, guys, consider to subscribe, like the video, always turn on notification if at all you have not turned on notification. Thank you so much for the returning subscriber. Thank you so much for the new subscriber. If it is the first time you're coming across this YouTube channel, consider subscribe, like the video, always turn on notification. So guys, guess what? Today's video is a bit of different, because like you can just get a look. This is a highway that it is heading to Sirari. If you want to go to Sirari and you want to use maybe a very shortest highway, you're going to use this one. It is a very shortest highway. And also maybe when you want to go to another part of Sirari also, you're going to use the other one there. It is very shortest. But if you want to connect to Nyabuansi, there's a road over there that connects to Nyabuansi. It is also a very and farthest way, guys. So today over here we are just getting to walk over here. Like you can just see, these are millet. These are millet. All we cannot going to call them, it is sorghum, but these are millet actually, guys. So somebody might ask that how long does this one take to mature, and how long does this one also take for it to be taken to the factory, or for it to be processed, guys. So the millet, or maybe after you have just finished planting the millet, it takes a bit of time because it needs to be plowed, it needs to be top dressed, and despite top dressed, it needs also to do what? Actually, it needs also to be put. These are actually, I don't know how in your language you're going to call this one here, but in our language you call it mahemba, and also I don't know in your language how do you call them. So at the description comment there, let's know how to actually call it. So yeah, that is what it is. So today's actually I've just got a look. It has been a period of time, guys, without me coming to this section here, or without me actually coming to this particular place here. But today I've just seen it is very good of me to just to have a walk here and there, so that I'm going to see what is happening at this particular point here. If you are very keen, there's some time that we were planting here some crops, and we were, me and you guys, there's sometimes that we planted here some maize, there's sometimes that we planted there some cassavas, and sometimes also we had here in one of the courtesy of one of the subscriber, in sometimes also we planted here I think it was what, it was maize. It was maize. But now I have not planted here anything. This is my father's sorghum or millet, and we're going to say that that's the other one there. It also my father's maize. So I don't have anything here because it's just to get a look. I can recall there's some time, guys, that actually we were taking care of the animals here, or we were grazing over by here. So that time that we were grazing here, that time that we were taking by over here, after the animals maybe, and after doing 1 to 3 things, that is the time, guys, actually I can say that time that we call that time. I don't know which time is it. That time we used to come and graze here. We used to come and sometimes we could get sugarcane from the other side there. Then we come while grazing at this particular point here. We usually get ourselves involved. So guys, let's talk about what is called wrestling. You understand what is wrestling, guys? That's I was confusing about that thing. I'm not involved, but I say that we were doing wrestling, and we used to take. We used to take, like, you can take your bull, take to your friend's bull, then they start to fight. So let's look. These are sunflower. The sunflower, they have just been planted here. Remember, these actually, these are kills, all sukuma wiki in Swahili language, and scales in English language. So these scales, after they have realized that these scales, they are now getting old. They are getting old. They decided to cut it down. They decided to remove this scale. They decided now not to cut it down, but they decided to plant the sunflowers. Remember, guys, remember, these scales, after now they have been removed from this farm, then they will decay. Immediately they decay, they will decompose. After decomposition, actually they will provide what you call manure, greenyard manure, because then they have been placed down. After that, they will provide greenyard manure. That is what the generation of today we want, because each and every moment, guys, at this particular adventure, we have to create ourselves, because we get some plants, they're getting tired, or some farms are getting tired. So you have to come up with something that actually will need to improve the fertility of the soil. Guys, I can call this thing here, I don't know, guys, if you understand about this thing, but actually, wow, I don't know if you understand about that thing. This thing, actually, sometimes we use this thing. It acts like a medicinal. How does it act like medicinal? It acts like medicinal. Maybe in some time your blood is low. So after you get to yourself that the blood is low, you are advised that you take this one, then you make it in a certain way that you are going to consume the water that you have that you boil from this one here. Then you get that with time you get that your blood is continue to add slowly. So sometimes you use medicinal plants like this one. That's why it has so many years over here, guys, without being cut. That is very one and very fantastic. Yeah. And that's why I'm that. So guys, guess what? Today we are just heading somewhere, and the place that we are heading, there was in those elder time, in those older days, all in those time, there used to be a place where our ancestors used to worship, or where our ancestors used to go there when they have a certain thing like a problem. They used to go there. They could commit their problems to God, to their. They believe that there, when they are there, they could do what. They could do their prayers, and also maybe they could also do their things there. Then something could happen. So there's a tree here over here that it has stayed more than 100 years over here that I'm going to show you. That tree has stayed here more than 100 years. And the reason why I'm talking about this tree that has stayed 100 years that I'm going to show you is that talking about it has stayed here more than 100 years and they're believing that you cannot cut this tree down, because immediately you cut this tree down, maybe something going to happen wrong, that it is not okay. So guys, let's take a nature out. This is the tree that I'm talking about. It has more than 100 years, but when you see up there, up at the tree there, you're going to realize that there are a lot of bees around there. A lot of bees around there, because our co-father used to come here, and actually they were doing their rituals. Their rituals, they could come here with their gods, they sacrifice, they do sorts of things that they could go on that. Let's check about that. If you are very keen, you realize that there's a hole here. Let me show you. There's a hole over here. There's a hole over here. That's a very big hole. That guys, you don't understand. There's a very big hole there. Then when you're very keen about the tree also, you're going to realize that this tree that I'm talking about, there's some, you can get some pots over there. You're going to get some pots over there that actually our co-fathers or our co-ancestors, come over by here, and actually guys over by here, and they used to worship there. So guys, yeah, I was trying to take, that's why I was like shaking. So that is why this tree, it can't be cut anymore. It can't be cut anymore. Because they believe that you just check the branch, the bees are just there. Let me show you. I think if you can just take a look there, there are bees. There are bees. So just imagine the branch is like a tree. Imagine the branch is like a tree. So it is very rare, at a very rare situation, you get that somebody can come and cut. So guys, actually I'm going to say condolence to one of the YouTuber around, that is, it is Gintu. He lost his parents the previous day. I don't know what is happening, but I went there, and we have to meet with our friends over there. Actually, we are so sorry about the loss of that, because each and every moment, guys, that one or two people lose their life is something very terrible. Again, in Kenya, we mourn one of the Gen Z, we call the Gen Z, or one of the youth that actually he lost again his life because of criticizing the government. Not criticizing, but complaining about the government that they're not getting employed. So young youths that they're outside here, we understand that this is our Kenya, this is our nation here. There's no employment, because you cannot say that there's no employment or there's employment. It depends with how you yourself, you're putting in yourself, which shoe do you put yourself to. So if the shoe is good, if the shoe will fit you, go with the shoes. If the shoe can't fit you, stop with the shoe. So that's how it is, and that's how it is. So he lost his is the only son, and actually he lost his dad. So we are so sorry about the family again for losing just one son. He was the light to the government. He was the light to the society. He was the light to the family, but actually right now as we speak is no more to be seen. That is so terrible and very, very so bad. So condolence to the both families for losing that such important person in the world. So we are so sorry about that, guys. Yeah. And again, these are maize cones. You check. These, I think, these are my brother's maize cones. There are maize cones over by here. The cones, they call it, that is American English, they call it cones. But in our own English, let me show you what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about. I think it is better for my eye to show you what I'm talking about. These are cones. These are cones. These are cones. So, in American English, we call it cone. But in our English, we call it the maize. That is the English. Because we use British English. That is we use British English. So that's the English that I'm used to. When we were young, we used to come. You see, when now they've reached this stage, we could come and remove this one from this particular point here. Then we try to call it like a baby. We try to pretend that I've just carried a baby. So when our parents could come and find us that you're joking about this thing, hey, we could find very terrible thing to happen to us. That's why I'm telling you guys, hey, to be a child is another game. To be a child is another game. To be a child is another game, actually. That's what we were doing. Actually, that when we were young, that's what we used to do. That's what we used to do. I like this type of trees, guys, because actually one thing that why I like this type of trees is one thing that they are natural. They are natural. Despite being natural, again, they act like a soil conservation. That's why when you compare this place here that there are a lot of trees and to the other place there, you can get these maize. They are a bit good compared to the other maize over there. The other day, they look like brownish. Actually, there will be zero harvesting there compared to this one here, because that soil holding retention, there's a lot of soil holding retention that it has been held at this particular point, because sometimes the soil needs to be held and the fertility needs to be maintained. That's why you can't compare the soil that they are there over the soil. You know, there you get this one here is kuma wiki, all called kills. They are called kills. Actually, my father likes planting a lot of kills. My father likes planting a lot of kills, sure. That is sure. My father likes planting kills over by for several times. We get over here, you're gonna to get that there are a lot of kills over by here. You see, they are very young kills. I think I should surprise him with at least a fertilizer to put in these scales. I think one of the fine days I have to come with fertilizer, so that I'm going to surprise him with fertilizer. He likes kales a lot, because despite liking kales, this one that actually, guys, took us to school, actually, because I can call maize. We used to come and after planting the maize, we could harvest these kales, take them to school, and after taking them to school, instead of being paid the money, this money could act like the school fees. That's why actually I say that it is the best thing to do ever. Sometimes I can, again, I remember this type. You know, I have the history of this ground, because when we were young again, we used to play, swim over by the river there. Let me confirm and check about this river that we used to swim, by the way. We used to swim. Here, it is a lot of water at this particular place. Let me show you. Guys, let me try to show you what I'm talking about. Sure, let me show you what I'm talking about. So that time, we used to swim over by in this river. We used to swim in this river, actually. This river, we used to swim. We used to swim here. We could close one side there, for example, we close there. Then the other side here, we could swim over by swimming. So this time, there's a time, I was told that to come and take care of the cattle. Then it reaches a time, had just gone somewhere. Then he came back, he got that I was swimming. I forgot one thing. What I forgot is that I left the cows and went to eat the sukuma wiki. That day, I passed under a very hard punishment. That when I recall this ground here, I can recall that day. So when I reach here, actually, I recall the day. And I can recall this tree here. this tree here, this tree for some time. Actually, since I was, I think it is 2015 there. This is the time whereby we planted these trees. This particular forest, that's the time by we planted it. So it has taken a lot of time, sure. It has taken a lot of time. That is true, but even this guava tree, it also takes a lot of time, because it is sometime that it was planted here, but it is still there. So these are things that they have taken a lot and a lot of years over by here. This place is a bit swampy, but we can just try to walk over by here. You can try to walk over by here slowly by slowly, so that you don't get yourself stuck or sinking. So you have to walk slowly by slowly, so it will disappear about that. Wow, check about this. You're going to get this is one of the natural trees around. That also is a natural tree around. Get it is a very conducive place to be, and it's a very fantastic place, guys. That I like it, by the way. I like it a lot and a lot and a lot. Wow. These are yams. These are arrowroot I used to dig here. That time that I was trying to plant some things here, I used to dig over by here. All of things I used to dig. So guys, finally I'm going to say thank you, and thank you a lot for always coming back to support my YouTube channel. If the first time you're coming across my YouTube channel, consider to subscribe, like the video, always turn on notification, share your neighbor to share neighbor, so that, guys, remember we are just heading to 2,000 subscribers. Let's make ourselves there, guys. And I believe in ourselves. You believe in me. Everything is going to be okay. Thank you, and thank you a lot, guys.